Previously on This Domesticated Diva. Hello beautiful, and welcome back to This Domesticated Diva. If this is your first time here, let me be the first to welcome you to the tribe. I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the family, and don't forget to hit that little bell because that'll notify you of every new video. Pre-pandemic, we conspired with Grandma and Grandpa to surprise the kids with an epic trip to Disney World. Make sure to click the link in the bio below so that you can catch up on part 1. But if you have been patiently waiting for the long overdue and overpromised video, rest assured, part 2 is here at last. In all honesty, it's been so long since this all transpired, I considered not posting a video about it at all. If you don't know the why behind my almost year-long disappearance, this video will fill you in on all the deets. But these Disney memories are ones that I want to hold on to a lifetime, so I figured that alone was a reason to go ahead and put together a video. So let's dive in, shall we? As you now know, day 1 was spent at Animal Kingdom, but day 2 was spent at Magic Kingdom. Nothing quite like the magic of walking through those gates into downtown Disney. And yes, I'm one of those cheesy adults that totally tears up over the Disney magic. Let me know down in the comments if you're one of those as well, or if you think I'm a little crazy, and don't worry, you won't offend me. We're all crazy in our own way, right?
So cool.
We started off our time in Magic Kingdom with a fast pass to Pirates of the Caribbean, which had me a little nervous because you see, in 2016 we took our kids to Disneyland, the older two, and that was their first ride ever at a Disney park. And they got off the ride both crying. So I don't know if it was the skeletons or like that little mini waterfall, but it was a bit much for them. They were totally spooked, and it was a rough start to our Disney vacation. I was crossing my fingers it wouldn't be the same this time, but as it turns out, we had nothing to worry about. The older kids thought it was hilarious that they were scared the first time around, and my 2-year-old thought it was epic. He even made it his new lifetime goal to become a pirate. From there, we jumped onto the Toy Story ride. Between the glow-in-the-dark and the laser guns, everybody was elated. Daddy, of course, beat us with high score, but it didn't keep us all from trying our hardest. Elated to see that the Swiss Family Robinson tree was still up, because in Disneyland they have changed it into a Tarzan tree, which was a huge disappointment to me. It was so fun to watch the kids get to see like the magic of like this family favorite story come alive before their eyes. I remember how just magical it was seeing it as a kid myself. I always thought the idea of living in a treehouse was just dreamy. And now as an adult, I can think about are the bugs. And you know, maybe that's my time living in Florida. Okay, so then the big kids were super excited to go on, what is it, that race car where they're driving the cars around the track. And I was so bummed that Kella needed a nap. I just didn't know what to do. My husband so sweetly offered to push him around in the stroller so that I could go on the ride with the kids. And I was like, oh, no, you misinterpret me. I actually hate this ride so much, and so did my mom. So Grandpa and my husband took the older two kids on the racetrack, and Mom and I grabbed a cup of coffee and pushed Kellen around while he took a nap and did some people watching.
What did you guys think of that ride?
It was crazy. It was terrible.
You couldn't drive straight?
Yeah, the steering wheel didn't. My steering wheel doesn't even work.
Your steering wheel didn't even work.
Once like that.
Makeda, why'd you keep hitting stuff?
What?
Why did you keep bonking into stuff?
You had to stay in the middle of the road.
Hey, why were you such a bad driver? Did they take your license away? That was some pretty bad driving.
I'm a 9-year-old. I shouldn't be.
I'm a 9-year-old.
It turns out that the coffee was super essential to keep us warm. I swear, we have the worst luck with weather at Disney. The first time when we took the kids to Disneyland, it was 108. Rides were literally closing down because of how hot it was, and we had to try to find as many like indoor activities to stay out of the heat as possible. This time at Disney World, we had literally the coldest weather we experienced our entire time living in Florida. It was 55 degrees with this wicked wind. We were so cold, we were shivering. Like, it was just that chill in your bones. I was so thankful that we brought sweatshirts and jeans, but even that was just not enough. The absolute worst point was right after we had lunch and we were waiting in line to go on that spinning rocket ship on the top of the building. Gosh, I can't even remember what that's called. Leave me a comment down below if you know the name of it. But the line was cold enough, but then you take the elevator to the top of the building, and the moment those elevator doors open, it's like this blast of freezing cold wind in your face. And my husband, who has an irrational fear of wind, had this instant look of panic.
Because it's for Cal's. He's our buddy.
There's a ladder.
Because we love our buddy.
This is totally scary if it's falling. Why did I say to go on this? This better be.
What do you think, Cal?
It's really windy.
Yeah. It's a winter storm.
So since the wind made that ride pretty miserable, once we got off, we decided to head back over to Aladdin's Magic Carpet ride. It was kind of a similar motion. We knew Kellen would love it, but the wind would be less cold because we would be closer to the ground. Unfortunately, the line was so insanely long that Kellen actually fell asleep before we got to the end of it. And so Grandma and I ended up taking the older two around on it while Daddy and Grandpa pushed the sleeping baby this time. Was miserable, it also was one of the things that made this trip incredibly memorable for us. Like, it's definitely not one we're ever gonna forget. The unfortunate thing that did steal quite a lot of joy out of the weekend was the fact that it was a holiday weekend, and so the lines were just so incredibly long. We just feel like we didn't really get to do very much. We spent so much time waiting to get on one ride that the kids were exhausted and needed food or a break or a bathroom break. We just didn't get to do nearly as much as we would have liked. As the sun started to set, we hit our limit with the cold. It was just too much. So we made a very essential stop at the gift store where we purchased an entire winter wardrobe for our children, which likely they wouldn't get a chance to use again because we live in Florida. But on the bright side, souvenir shopping with a 2-year-old might be the cutest thing ever.
No, just hang here, man. Hold on.
all back for now too?
Now, if you could just teach most of the other people who come in how to do that.
Which one's your very favorite? You want to see Pluto? Or Goofy? You want to see Goofy? Make him dance. Say dance, Goofy. Yeah. Did you want to see Pluto too? Pluto too? Oh no!
Oh no!
Down.
Hey, bro.
Hi, how are you? Certainly. See a different Star Wars thing going on there. Oh, and then the Stitch before. I've never seen that one. That's cute. Definitely.
He's got big paws, doesn't he?
Oh, gosh. I see.
But she's our best friend, right? It jumped up to 66.
Say, okay, wave bye-bye. Say bye, Mickey. Mwah. Oh, bye, Pluto. Mwah. Blow a kiss. Oh, yeah.
Can you blow a kiss to him?
Mwah.
As Grandma and I were paying for everyone's clothes, Nat took the kids outside just because it was so chaotic in the store. Everybody had the same plan as us to buy a new winter wardrobe. And funny enough, immediately he was calling my phone, so I picked up and he was like, you have to hurry and get out here. You see, we hadn't seen any Disney characters really the entire day. They were kind of cooped up in spots shaded from the wind with these huge lines, and right in front of the store was a parade with all the Disney characters. I will never forget the look on Kellen's face when he got to see Mickey Mouse for the first time. Outside. We made our way over to the castle for fireworks. Even though the cold made it pretty stinking miserable, I'm just so glad the kids at least got to experience it. Now that the country is beginning to open up, we are all anxiously awaiting another trip to experience the Disney magic. But thank you so much for joining us on this adventure. This video, don't forget to hit the like button below. That not only tells me what type of content you guys like, but helps more people to see my video. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you again next time.